Right, so I've got all my different kinds of milks out here in front of me, all my non-animal milk alternatives, and so I want to do a little bit of a taste test next, and I want to give you guys a bit of a feel for what each one might be like. So I'm going to describe the colour, the texture, the consistency, the taste of each one of the products, and I'm also going to give it a score as well. So I'm going to score it out of 10, 10 being absolutely sublime and 1 being absolutely rank. So I'm going to give them all a score out of 1 to 10 to give you an idea of what I think about the tastes. So here we go. This is the milk taste test. First one I've got here is rice dream. So this is obviously rice milk, and this has been fortified with extra calcium, vitamins D3 and B12 as well. Okay, so having a look at this, first thing I notice is it's very white in colour, and it's very watery as well. It's got a very loose consistency to it. Smell, yeah, smells like rice, smells like rice. So here we go, let's give it a bit of a try. So it's quite refreshing actually. It's got a nice delicate flavour. It's quite palatable. You don't really notice the aftertaste of the rice. You don't really notice the taste of the rice until afterwards. So it's got a bit of a ricey aftertaste, but actually it's quite sweet. I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's something that I could deal with on a daily basis. So rice, I'm going to go for, that's about a 7 out of 10. Okay, it's not amazing, but it doesn't taste bad. It's doable. It's doable. I can cope with that. So next, number 2, we've got Oatley, which is obviously oat milk. Okay, and this is also a vitamin-enriched milk as well. Now, this looks very different to the rice milk. First of all, it's a lot creamier in colour. It's more of a yellow colour, more like an oat type colour, surprisingly, and it's got kind of a thicker consistency to it as well. So it's not quite as viscous as the rice milk. Not really much of a smell. I'm getting perhaps a tang of oats in there. Okay, but let's have a look for the taste. It's good. So it's straight away, it's much creamier than the rice milk, and the taste is very unoffensive again, not quite as refreshing as the rice milk, but again very palatable. It's something that I think I could drink on a daily basis, and it's got that little bit of an edge because it's got a bit of a creamier texture to it. So I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for the oat. I prefer that to the rice milk so far. Next, I've got some almond milk. Okay, so I've not really ever come across this before. It's something that's completely new to me. I wasn't even aware it existed until recently. So complete new experience. First of all, colour is again kind of like an off-white, very thin in consistency again. A slightly nutty smell, ever so slightly nutty smell. You can just pick up the hint of almonds in there. Now if I go for the taste test, it's again quite sweet. It's got a bit of a dry aftertaste. Not too keen on the aftertaste if I'm honest. Yeah, it's got that definitely more of a nutty feel to it. Surprise, surprise. But that's not going down with me. I'm not a huge nut fan, although I do eat them. It doesn't sit well with me, so I'm going to give that a slightly lower score. That's probably going to be a 5 out of 10 for me. I can deal with it, but taking that on a daily basis, I'm not so sure. So this is the soya milk that I'm going to try. Now this is the sweetened version, I know, but I'm not expecting this to taste great, I'll be honest, so I picked up the sweetened version on purpose, hoping that it might encourage me to drink it a little bit more in the future if it does turn out to be good. Looking at it, It's kind of like a creamy off-white colour. It is quite thick, a bit more thickness to it than some of the other milks. Smell? Doesn't smell too good. I don't quite know how to describe that aroma. It's kind of like a milk that's slightly stale, it's all on the turn. So it's not an amazing milk smell. It helps that it's a little bit thicker because it tastes, the consistency is a little bit more like actual milk, the cow's milk. Just not a nice aftertaste with that though. It's nice on a nice feeling in your mouth, but once you've swallowed it, the aftertaste is just not nice. I'm scoring that quite low. That's going to be 4 out of 10. I'm on to my fifth. Okay, this is my fifth and final one, and this is freshly pressed coconut milk. Do you like coconut? So I've got big expectations for this one. Not had this before, obviously either. So looking at it, extremely bright white, quite thin again, so not a lot of thickness to this. Smell, not picking up on a huge smell there either. There's not much of an aroma coming from it. No, so let's go for the taste test. Well, it's not half as coconutty as I expected it to be. Actually, the coconut taste is very subtle. It's just like a really delicately flavoured coconut milk. And it's very unoffending, but it's not particularly more enjoyable. I'm probably going to score that quite low as well. I expected it to be better, I think. So I'm going to give that about a 5 out of 10. Out of all of them, I think on a daily basis, it would probably either be the rice dream, although that's perhaps a little bit thin. I would like a bit more thick in consistency, and so I'm probably more inclined to go with the oat milk. Oat milk went down well, felt nice inside my mouth, and I could probably deal with that on a daily basis as an alternative to traditional cow's milk. So, okay, taste test done.